two separate communities, where they have, really from when they were born, been socialized into two different nationalist or Protestant ideologies.
Dr Morris Fraser was an expert in his field. A senior psychiatrist at the Royal Victoria Hospital, he published works on the impact of the Troubles on children. But he abused the access this gave him. One of his victims now lives in Texas.
He had some kind of Polaroid camera. I don't know, it was a camera. He started taking shots. He said not to worry, he's a doctor.
In 1972, he was convicted of abusing a 13-year-old boy from Belfast in London. Fraser was barred from working with children, but his conviction was not reported to his employers in Belfast. He went on to abuse again, this time on a different continent. In 1973, he was arrested in New York and later pleaded guilty to sexually abusing several children in the US. Despite all this, an investigation by the General Medical Council allowed him to continue practicing with no stated restrictions. A new study says failures by the authorities should be investigated.
Dr Fraser conducted his abuse in London, in Britain itself. He was engaged in abuse in both Britain and Northern Ireland, and it seems to me very wrong that the Goddard inquiry is not looking into abuse in Northern Ireland, because the abuse in Northern Ireland is linked to abuse in Britain.
Fraser was also involved in allocating children to the Kincora Boys' Home in East Belfast, where at least 29 boys were abused. What happened there is being investigated by the Northern Ireland Historical Institutional Abuse Inquiry in Banbridge. But this new study says the case of Dr Morris Fraser requires further examination. How did a high-profile doctor continue to practice despite being a known abuser? In a statement today, the General Medical Council said, 40 years ago the GMC was a very different organisation. It is inconceivable that today we would conclude such a case with no action.